right inside the concrete portal. This doesn't go anywhere. This may have been like a ventilation outlet or something, but it's all capped off now. There's a tiny bit of water in here, but nothing compared to what I'm used to. So we will just make our way down this crosscut, see what we can find. Here's a new light. Got a nice even beam. Okay, there's a bit more water in this section, but there's also rails, which is kind of cool. Rails are in solid shape despite being submerged partially in water. We'll keep going. Okay, we've made it further in, probably about 400 or 500 feet now. Again, this is just a crosscut, so nothing really to see, just a straight shot into the mountain. So we'll keep going. So, as you can tell, the geology changed a bit. I'm not sure if it's actually just the dust on the wall or what, but the rock here is a lot darker. It's still crosscut, so you know, it's like country rock material, but kind of interesting. Also, if you can hear in the video, my voice is echoing like crazy, and I'm not even talking that loud, so very, very, very solid rock we're in right now, which is nice. Okay, arriving at some sort of junction here. Wow. What the heck? This is so weird. There is no way this is natural. What the hell? This is strange. Okay, so this is the gigantic room we found. That's the tunnels for scale. That's about 8 feet tall. And panning over here, huge room. Obviously, there was a large piece of equipment here. I will try and figure out what this may have been. I don't think it was a hoist because there's no winze or shaft or anything right here. So I'm guessing compressors or some sort of supportive equipment to help the mine operate. Looks like some electrical there. It's all painted green. It's not natural. And then over here is a metal ladder ascending up a incline. Wow, that is just so bizarre. I've never seen anything like that before. Let's look at the foundation for whatever equipment was sitting here. Yeah, it's not entirely sure what this was, other than maybe a compressor or two. But the width of this concrete slab is 20 feet or so, 18 feet maybe. Some more stuff over here. Nothing much else though, just this concrete pad. There's the portal way back there. You can see the green on the rock, so we're now exiting this equipment room. We'll come back to that ladder potentially, but let's keep going down the main haulage for now. It's curving off to the right here. Some kind of switch, maybe track switch. Yeah, it looks like a track switch. A little rusty. Here we have another junction. It appears we've arrived at the drift. So we have something running off that way. Continuation kind of forward, and then another branch to the left. Not sure which way the vein is running yet. It's kind of hard to tell. Interesting, but yeah, there's probably a lot to see around here, so I think we can start by going right first. Okay, so we proceeded down the right hand drift, and I believe this is the main connecting winze that descends to the lower levels of the mine. Obviously it's in horrible condition. This entire structure has come down. I haven't gone over there yet, but we'll see what's over there. But you can kind of tell this was some sort of winze right there. I think I can't see, I can't get close to it with my own eyes, but I think that goes down, and then the other compartments of the shaft are probably buried under this rubble. So I'm gonna turn the camera off and make my way across these timbers. Okay, so I just came through there, and now I'm in this big room, and the only connection outside of this room is that inclined raise. And then there's this wooden pad structure type thing. This kind of just looks like a platform. Maybe for a piece of equipment. I really don't know. This is super unique. I've never seen something like this before. And then again, that's the raise. This ceiling in here is probably 30 feet tall or so. It's a very large room. And there's nothing else in here besides this big platform and some concrete foundations. Possible this was a hoist room, but it's a little out of the way from the main shaft, so I don't know. That's another shot up the raise. It's hard to see up there because it's so high up on the ceiling, but there's a ladder about halfway up, and it looks to me like it's blocked up at the top. These ladders probably would have gone up there at one point, but they've fallen down. Okay, so I think this is the main connecting winze. This is probably the head frame structure. That's back toward the portal to the left there. That's about a 10-foot tall, 12-foot tall tunnel. So you can get a sense of scale for how big this shaft station was. And I might be wrong here, but it really seems like the hoist was in this room back here. And that raise that went up, that's where they were running the cable to, and there's probably a pulley up at the top of this. So the cable would go to the pulley, drop down, service the winze, because I don't see any other place for a hoist. And that room back there looks awfully suspicious. So that's my theory, although that's kind of weird. Usually they don't run the cable through a its own raise like that. So that could be wrong, but that's kind of my theory for this one. It's really hard to get up into this area, plus you got a 2,000-foot deep winze below you, so I don't think I'm going to try to climb up that by all means, but if I see anything interesting in the debris, I will film it. There's another look at the shaft area. Kind of looks like they were dumping the ore on that side, the far side, and hauling it out. There's another tunnel on that side, I think, that goes that way. So that's probably how that worked. It's too bad this came down. It probably would have been a really cool structure to see. And they had reinforced it with these metal beams as well. Here's kind of a strange looking track switcher. This looks like the handle would have been pulled up and switched the track here. You can actually tell here there's a line of rails going off toward where the shaft station was. Okay, we just came from that way. That's the main winze station. This is where the ore was dumped and hauled out of, so we'll check this out first. Like I was saying, I think they were dumping the ore on the back side of that shaft or winze, and this kind of confirms that. There's two chutes there. Oh, these are pneumatic air-powered chutes. There you have a pneumatic cylinder there. This one over here is actually manual, I think. I don't see an air cylinder, but this one's powered. It's kind of full of debris. And then there's the handle for the second one, and the gate itself is out front. You got some heavy timber there. And this is going back, but ends in a very bad looking collapse, which is very unfortunate. Yeah, that's gonna be a no. Even looking up here, it's completely sealed there. And there is no way to get past this. And you'd need to move a lot of material to get this out of the way. That's the ore chutes down there, shaft station over there, and this is the only way we haven't gone yet, so go check this out. With all the collapse in here, I'm not super confident this is going to go anywhere. There is some kind of fresh air coming this direction though, so we'll see. Okay, so we are on a tiny collapse here. I'm not sure if that went anywhere. It kind of looks like it did. You can see the timber arch there. It's now kind of buried. So this area is a lot more prone to collapse because this is actually the vein. I'm actually sure of it this time. So we'll see how far we can get on this. Again, we're along the vein now, so collapses are going to be a lot more common, unfortunately. Look at this flowstone, just it looks like porcelain almost. That's wild. Oh, that's an incline. So I looked back here, and this looks like a declined winze, and I remember reading about this. This is one of the original connecting winzes, I believe. I'm sure it's blocked, but that's going down at about a 45-degree angle. Now this way keeps going. It looks like there may be a collapse up ahead though, so we'll see. So we followed this continuation down here a little bit, and it ends in this gnarly collapse. And you might be able to squeeze up to the top there, but beyond that it looks not very promising. I'm not even gonna try because I can barely fit in that little gap there. And this rock is really crumbly, so that's about it for this one, I think. I guess we'll go back to the green room. Okay, so I thought I'd do a little comparison between these lights. So this is first my headlamp, which is kind of like a floodlight, about 1,000 lumens. And the camera settings are staying constant, so they're not going to adjust at all. And then next is also about 1,000 lumens, but a spotlight. And then finally the TC20. Oops. And that's the Thrunite TC20 at turbo mode. So 3,800 lumens or so. Pretty bright. Okay, here's the main drift adit. This one's fully bat gated, has not been breached, but if you look in here, you can tell why that may be the case. If you can see back there, there is a big collapse with an ore chute sealing the tunnel completely. So There's no way to get in here. Really cool portal though. It's too bad it's all collapsed. So this is the Thrunite TC20, and I just wanted to give a quick overview now that we're outside of the mine. Just kind of going over what I like and dislike about the light. As you guys know, I was sent this light for free. I'm not being paid to do this review, but basically just agreed to do a review and received the light. So as you can see, pretty standard looking flashlight. It's aluminum painted black. The only button on this light is right here on the side. There's nothing on the back, just this one single button. The cap comes off like most flashlights, and there's the battery. The bulb is a Cree LED, and there you can see. And the last thing of note is on the back is a port, USB port, to charge the battery via USB cable. So other than the light itself, the package also includes the battery, as I mentioned earlier, and also this carrying case, which is kind of a Velcro standard case. You can put it on your belt, and then also a charging cable. So this is the battery included. It's a 26650 lithium-ion rechargeable battery. This is a standard battery size, so replacements or extra batteries can be purchased from a variety of different vendors for about $10 a piece. That's really nice because you don't have to spend a ton of money to replace or buy extra batteries for this thing. 5,000 milliamp hours is pretty high capacity, so these last for a while. Okay, so let's get into the button here. As I mentioned earlier, this is the only button on the device. It's a multi-function button, so tapping once will turn on the light, tapping and holding will change the brightness, and then double tapping will enter into turbo mode. There are 3 main modes plus turbo. This is low, which is 38 lumens with a fully charged battery, will last 46 hours. That's medium, that's 320 lumens at about 10 hours of runtime. That's high, that's 1800 lumens with 145 minutes of runtime. And then turbo, it's hard to tell the difference, but this is 3800 lumens, and with a fully charged battery is capable of running for 130 minutes, which is pretty impressive. I have the light on right now, and this button has a little light on it that's blue. If I turn it off, the light goes away. That light indicates the remaining battery capacity. So you kind of have an idea on how much longer you have on your battery, which is a super nice feature for managing your battery life and everything. None of my other lights have that, so it's cool to see that on this light. Now, in the interest of being honest, my 2 dislikes of this flashlight are as follows. The first is that this button can be easily pressed by accident when this light is like sitting in a bag or in your pocket, for example. In the short time I've had it, I've already accidentally had this thing turn on in my bag, which obviously you don't want because it's just going to waste your battery. The second dislike I have for this light is that when you're using turbo mode and even the high 1800 lumen setting, the light gets very hot, and there just simply is not enough surface area to transfer that heat out of the light. And so they get hot if you use them for a continuous period of time. It's an issue that's common with a lot of these similar lights. So another kind of minor thing, but something I wanted to bring up. Other than that, I really like the light. We'll see how reliable it is. That's one of the main things that I'm concerned with, is will it last over time. As of right now, it performs very well. It's obviously very well made. It's bright, it's powerful, it's rechargeable. There's a lot of really nice features with this light. Okay, I hope you guys enjoyed the exploration video and the review. I have a lot of awesome videos coming up as well, so stay tuned for more. Thank you for your continued support, for commenting, subscribing, and I'll see you on the next video.